Hello and welcome back to your Jungheinrich V.N.A. Very narrow aisle presentation. I'd just like to demonstrate how you line up to negotiate entry into an aisle using the onboard guidance system, which is locating the magnetic strips as you've seen in the other videos that are encased and lined in the concrete. So I manually line it up. There is a technique to use where you come parallel to you drive parallel to the center of the aisle, which is here, and you find yourself the middle of the front wheel. Let's show you closely. So I'm going to start turning. The pivot point on these trucks is here on the middle, so about there when you're looking down from the ride position, driver cab position, and you're looking at how do I explain this on the video? So in the middle of this aisle that I'm going to be entering is here. It's denoted by that middle strip going all the way down the middle. So when the wheel that I've just showed you comes parallel to here, I put the full lock on and I will turn the V.N.A. so then the rear end points right down there, and hopefully it will line up with the back end in the middle of that strip. So it's not lined up at the moment, it is in position, and we have simply two key reference points to monitor. Pivot point, wheel. Because it's a rear end drive, it will swing out. The back end swings because it's rear end, so it has one wheel. I believe these are stabilizers. Magnetic sensors and strips, guidance system, middle there, a sensor there. I believe there is one wheel at the back, as you can see. Yes, in the middle. There's light that side, there's light that side, it's dark there, so that's where the wheel is. Alright, and then we've got two at the front. To tri-wheel with stabilizers either side at the back. Pivot point, drive parallel along. When that wheel comes to the center of that, I put the full lock on and the whole truck will swing around and line up and manually line it up. And once it's manually lined up and I'm happy with it, I engage the onboard guidance systems using the controls that I've orientated with you in previous videos, which is that one. It's not on at the moment, it's on free drive if you like. You see, that's the engage and seeking guidance system for the magnetic, and now it's all manual using this to turn. You will see the arrow denotes the wheel is straight. If I turn fully, you'll see the arrow denotes roughly where the rear steer wheel is. We go back. Yes, we get it back to roughly where we are. Okay, so enjoy this. With a bit of luck, I stepped off the truck forwards. That was a no-no. Always you get on the truck forwards and you dismount backwards. Always using 3 points of contact. Tut tut. That was a deliberate mistake, done for the purposes of this video. Let's go. Hoorah. So roughly, wheel, center, pivot, middle, full lock and reverse. Bad habits die hard. Old habits, old bad habits die hard. So now, if I just let you see from this point of view, yes, where we are in the aisle. I got a reference point extra one I can show you as well. This is the middle of the aisle, the magnetic strip we're seeking. You know, so it's about 2/3 of the way into the fork. So I use that as a reference. I use the mirrors as a reference, so if this will get this, I don't know. I see, no, it's hard, yes, I can just see the camera, but in the back That one. I can see the back of the truck, the body of the truck, the rear of the body, the derriere, as the French call it, is in the middle of the two outer tracks. And now, if we go around here, proof of the pudding is, oh, it's not far off that. Not far off, middle of truck, and that's cock. All right, so then you can then, if I do this, never enter a very narrow vehicle aisle. If you do, you must make sure that it's free from injury and getting squashed. All right, so you can see the truck positioning, the outer track here, the center rear wheel, and the other outer track. It's not bad, is it? Not bad at all. And what now needs to be done is, before entering the racking, you must make sure that you have the vehicle guidance system locked on to the magnets, and so then you may travel, negotiate the aisle, knowing that you're straight and not going to contact the racking. So all that's remaining for me to do, now it's positioned correctly, is activate the onboard guidance system, which is, as I've said, magnetic in previous video, and you will see what happens. Bearing in mind I'm using one hand. Once I get into the aisle, the truck needs two hands on the console to operate. Outside, I can operate the truck just using one hand. So I'll just make sure it is straight. I'm going to activate the guidance system. Okay, you see the tone has changed to like a little heartbeat. And then if I go, hey up, reversing, yes, the man at work. Truck. Hazards, always check for hazards. As I was about to reverse, we had a colleague appear out of nowhere. So I have to stop everything. And then we shall try again. One hand, it's all fine, it's all good. Seeking. I would go forwards a little bit because I don't want to enter the racking until it's locked on. So once, there you go, as easy as that, record time, less than a minute. That now means I'm locked on to the guidance system. And now I'm going to enter, reversing. So we are entering the racking safely. Okay, it's locked on, it's going straight, and that's how much distance you have from the racking. There's only a few inch, 10 inch or less. All right, and then because I'm only using one hand, it will not operate the truck. It will not operate its nose now. To function, it needs two hands. All right, so I will then do this to complete the setup. Oh, it's taken my stand. It's taken my stand, everyone. I've got no cameraman. Let's see. No, wait there. Any port in a storm, he says. Any port in a storm. Ring, ding, dong. My bottle, my clipboard, and yeah, nothing here to use as a stand. Yes, there is. Come on. And I'll simply just carry on reversing, and then you will see it speed up and travel and negotiate the aisle. clipboard and my bottle. Happy days. Yeah. Thank you very much. That concludes this lesson with regards to negotiating entrance into an aisle safely, correctly, manual setup, and this was the area from there. That's the line what I turned in at, and then I had this much before I entered the racking. It's not a great distance, it's a few meters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 meters ish, and it lined up, easy to do, not very long at all. Thank you very much. Ciao for now. See you soon.